Let's talk about the DIY systems that you can create for your school that's going to make hanging an artwork way faster and be a beautiful display even without artwork on it. Some of my favorites are things like paint stick ladders. So if you look at our 5 artwork display hacks, you'll see a few simple DIY systems that you can create that are going to be great for your school. And for paint stick ladders, it's obviously a little harder to see on camera here. If it were hanging on a wall, it would make more sense. But if you look at my ladder, I'm gonna hang this from the top by the ceiling and then hang all the way down. So I've got these ladders kind of hanging with a piece of artwork size space in between, and then I would just use those clips to attach the artwork. So even when there's not artwork on the display, the painted paint sticks and the beautiful clothespins are awesome looking even without art up. So it's way faster for you to clothespin artwork onto a stick than to staple and tack and string and tape. So this I find is a way quicker solution, and it is incredibly eye-catching. So it's a great way to display things that are both paper products as well as things like weaving or fiber arts, because you can just clip them on the stick and you're good to go. Some other things along the same lines would be cork strips, and see if you can make your own cork strips. So if you don't want to worry about clothespins and you'd rather just make your own cork strip, you can use a fine like paint stick or some sort of structural piece to begin with, and then do a cork strip along the middle, and then just tack those items in carefully along the corner of the piece of artwork without creating too much damage, and it's not going to be quite as invasive as stapling or taping or making all those tape rolls that you know take forever. So cork strips are a great way of making cork strips that can either be attached to the wall using those alternative adhesives, or see if you can even, again, hang those cork strips from the ceiling as kind of a ladder system. You can also do this similar type of ladder system with hanging messy mats, and I love doing this one because, again, the artwork looks amazing when it's on it and when it's not. So I always save our messy mats, which I think are just beautiful. Every single time they get full, we laminate them, and then we can use them to make a display. So you'll notice on the back here that I've got this kind of like adhesive, this masking tape with a hole punched through it to just help stop it from tearing. But then I'm going to use that messy mat and do the same kind of system as the paint stick ladders, but just on a bigger scale. So again, a little tricky to show you here, but hopefully you get the idea. We've got it kind of mounted on the back with a stick to keep it nice and sturdy, clothespins again, and then the wire in between. So you'll notice that if this were on the wall, obviously it's like 5 pieces wide or 5 pieces long, and it goes from floor to ceiling. So my artwork is clipped up with clothespins and it fills the entire display. So this is a great way, even when there's artwork not on it, that those messy mats are going to be a really focal point of the display. So using those paint sticks, using just a little bit of wire to connect it, and then some clothespins is going to work perfectly for that messy mat display. You can also do roll paper strips. Again, have your students decorate roll paper or use the messy mats from your tables so that it has a little more personality besides just a crispy, clean, red sheet of paper. When you do that hanging from the ceiling with your roll paper, consider having, again, a yardstick or something to keep it nice and straight, as well as perhaps some masking tape or something to help really make sure that that paper isn't going to tear. But then you can do the same kind of thing, have a piece of roll paper from floor to ceiling, do a little bit of structural integrity along the top, and then hang that from the ceiling and go all the way down to the floor. That, however, means you probably need to tape your artwork or do a little bit of hot glue to the roll paper, which takes a little bit longer than the quick and easy task of just using clothespins, which I love. And the last idea here is hanging mesh, which is a similar way which you could do even with like rows of yarn or a string, kind of like a clothesline. You could even find some sort of mesh or wire or something that you can hang, and then again, clothespins, just clip them on. I can promise you, it takes me a portion of the time to put up and take down my exhibit when I just need to clip and slide all my artwork in, compared to making tape rolls and stapling and removing staples. It is obscenely more quick and way more beautiful, even when there's artwork that's not on display. Next, we'll be talking about how you can stay organized.